Tell you why. I mean, you're a doctor, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've got family that are physicians. Look, they are brought up that you're part of the elite now, you know best, and then they're kept so busy that they just receive what the American Medical Association says and they follow it. And they've been following this system so long, they don't want to admit they were conned and were wrong. And so they're now committed to it. And that's basically how tyrannies work. Once a tyrant or once a corrupt system gets you to join it, then you will rationalize greater and greater crimes.
Well stated. I'm sure that's true.
But we are seeing more and more medical doctors come out.
Not nearly enough. I mean, really, even physicians who do integrative medicine like I do here in Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, even doctors like that have a practice of holistic medicine, they still are, sort of a supporter of vaccinations. I mean, they really are. They have really an issue with that.
Well, I mean, I want to be clear. Certainly from the medical history and the 400 years of vaccination, you can get some immunity from having something attenuated or weakened. But then there's the whole issue of then what does that do to the rest of your immune system? But now I think they deceive us by even calling these vaccines. These are more nanotech, re-engineered viruses. I mean, now they've got the new classes coming out that re-engineer the brain and attack neurons that would uptake endorphins. The
fun vax.
Exactly. They're saying, no, don't be depressed anymore. I mean, this is really Buck Rogers type re-engineering of society, and they just call it vaccines, and they think, well, this is like the polio vaccine. We're saving people. Yeah, saving them with hundreds of millions exposed to cancer viruses.
Well, think about all of these girls that we were talking about just a few minutes ago that would get these injections of Gardasil, and it could be any of the. There's now kids now get 40 doses of 16 different vaccines by the time they start kindergarten. And one of the things that people have to realize when they're listening to this, and it's school season, school just started, and across the country they've been telling people that parents, no shots, no school. Well, my answer to that is no shots, no school, not true. Every state except West Virginia and Mississippi have either a philosophical exemption or a medical exemption for you to opt out of your children being inoculated with all of these things. So there are a lot of ways that you could stop it, but every one of these vaccines all have horrible potential side effects. There is nothing that can come through a needle and to try to keep you healthy that you can't do for yourself just by your own diet, exercise, vitamin D, vitamin C, and all those things.
Well, Doc, that's another example of the hoax.
Exactly.
They continue to say it's the law. You've got to take it. And that's what's so wonderful about Perry being caught. We called him. It came out he didn't have the authority. It wasn't the law. And now he has to apologize. And all the other candidates are against him. That has certainly gotten the death merchants of the vaccine makers on the defensive like I've never seen them before. And now, what about the other two states? There are still ways to get exemptions there, correct?
Well, West Virginia and Mississippi really only have a medical exemption, and it's very hard to get. Their state health departments are very adamant about it. In fact, I've even had some parents in Mississippi tell me that the state health department wants them to vaccinate their kids even if they're homeschooling. And so those two states are the only two states that just have a medical exemption. Most of the time, you can only get that for a particular vaccine for which you've had a reaction. I mean, even if you have an ill child and you say, I don't want them to have the vaccines, the medical doctors, who again are the problems, will say, oh, well, it's because your child is sick. They need the vaccines more than ever because you don't want them to get those vaccine-preventable diseases.
Well, as a medical doctor, until 2 years ago, they said never vaccinate a pregnant woman. Now they're saying it's good.
Oh, not only are they saying that it's good, Alex, they're talking about flu shots, pertussis vaccines, they're talking about hepatitis B, and they're even potentially talking about giving Gardasil vaccines to pregnant women.
Well, Dr. Tenpenny, we're going to have you back up in the near future to get into all the other attacks that are happening. But the good news is, and I think you've basically agreed with me today, the report is the worm is starting to turn, the pendulum is starting to swing, the awakening is here.
I believe that's true. I really do. I think that it's really, when I started this 11 years ago, there were just a few of us, out in the lone, just really talking about this. I truly believe that tens of millions of people, not only in this country but around the world, are waking up and they're just saying no.
What are the best websites for people to visit to see all the scientific documentation that you've amassed?
Going to drtenpenny.com, drtenpenny, drtenpenny.com. Dr. Tenpenny, that's where we're soon to be launching an entire library of all the research that I put together through drtenpenny.com. My clinic in Cleveland is Tenpenny IMC, like Iris Mary Charlie. That's Tenpenny Integrated Medical Center, tenpennyimc.com. We're here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm always proud to say that people have come from 39 states and 12 countries to get well and off their drugs.
Well, if I ever need your help, I'm definitely coming to you. You are certainly a guardian angel out there. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's it for InfoWars Nightly News. Please support the important work she's doing against the eugenicists and against their soft kill program. And please get the DVD presentation, Flu and Flu Vaccines, What's Coming Through the Needle. I know that you know about a lot of this stuff, but your friends, your family, your neighbors don't. If we simply get this type of information and get it out to everybody you know, we can stop these people. It's available, discounted at Infowars.com, and your purchase supports Infowars Nightly News as well. So does your subscription to Infowars Nightly News. You know, we allow members to share their passcode to a limited number of people. And if we had enough support, we would expand it basically to an unlimited point. But it's funny, people almost don't appreciate something that's completely free. But it is your subscriptions at prisonplanet.tv that have made this transmission possible. So I don't want you to be behind me. I want you right beside me. Make no mistake, those of you that are members of prisonplanet.tv, you are making all of this possible. So thank you so much for being part of the second American Revolution, a revolution against tyranny worldwide, what I call 1776 worldwide. Now, I want to make an announcement here at the end of the show. I have just dispatched, they're in the air now, Aaron Dykes and Darren McBreen to Denver, Colorado. We just learned about it today. Turns out it's been announced weeks ago. A huge urban warfare martial law takeover drill in Denver, Colorado. And they're going to be reporting for us tomorrow here on the show and on the radio tomorrow on this Mountain Guardian martial law takeover drill that's taking place with the Army and a lot more there at Northcom. So be sure and join us tomorrow as well. I'm Alex Jones signing off for the InfoWars crew. Thank you for watching.